wigs. Now, let's get into fitness. All right, so I have always heard that you really make your summer body in the winter time. Well, I'm gonna do one better. Your summer body is really created in fall, winter, and spring. Any season that's not beach weather yet, unless you got buku money and you can travel anytime you want and be on a beach, if that's your thing, then you need to stay ready, right? But for those of us that need to get ready, fall is a great time to slip into a new fitness regimen. Now I'm gonna tell you something. I still believe slow and steady wins the race, unless you have a special event like a wedding, like you're the bride and you're trying to fit into something. I really wholeheartedly do not believe in watching the scale. My scale broke last summer and I never replaced it. I always base things on how I fit in my clothes. Since I started practicing yoga in March 2019, I think I've dropped two and a half dress sizes. Dropped down 2.5 dress sizes, but honestly, scale-wise, I think I've only gone down about 15 pounds. Mainly because vinyasa basically is strength training. So what I'm doing is just taking the fat and turning it into muscle. So think about how your clothes are fitting. I don't think any one person can maintain a single weight for the rest of their lives. And if you are one of those special people that you can do that, and you're not a personal trainer or you're not someone training for some sort of event, then God bless your heart. But for us normal folks, that's just not gonna be a thing. So I don't know how much I weigh until I go to my doctor's appointments, and I don't sweat what the scale says. I just think about how I fit in my clothes. So that's what I want to say to all of you that are trying to come up with some new fitness programs and trying to work on your body. Is that slow and steady wins the race. Every morning, Monday through Friday, I hit the mat somewhere between 5 a.m. and 7 a.m. It's supposed to be 5 a.m., but lately it's just whenever I wiggle out of the bed. But I get it in before I start my extremely long work day. It's unless I'm in physical pain or I'm sick, like I feel like I'm gonna throw up because I spend a lot of time upside down. That's about the only time you'll really see me take a little break. And I never worry about not coming back to yoga because it's the thing that makes me feel great. For as much time as I spend on the outside, working on my outside, I spend 3 times as much on working on my inside. So I know some of you just got like weight loss surgery. Some of you were starting a new fitness regimen. Some of you were playing around with clean eating. I applaud you for taking a step. I feel like however you want to look, whatever you need to do in a healthy manner to get there, you need to do it. Talk to your physician. If you can afford a personal trainer, I would say definitely get a certified personal trainer. You know, people have been asking me, the number one question people ask me is that are all my workouts yoga? Since March 2019, all my workouts are inside and they are on the yoga mat. I also have a set of yoga stuff when I'm on the West Coast. I didn't use it last time when I was on the West Coast, but yes, I do have a mat and some blocks out there too because I can get it in my hotel room whenever I wake up, you know, and then start my day from there. So that's the one thing I like about yoga. You can do it day, night, whatever. I'm a morning person, so I prefer doing it in the morning. But you can take it with you. You can even just lay out a towel and take it with you. And there's so many different programs. I do the Beachbody one. Second question I've been asked is, do I also diet? Okay, so in my entire life, I've only been on an official diet one time, and that was spring 2017. I went on Weight Watchers. And that was after 4 months of working over 90 plus hours, okay, a week. And my body just felt like it needed a reset. Definitely did Weight Watchers. I think I did it for like a couple of months. Definitely lost some weight, but did it help my mental the way how yoga does? No. Also, you gotta remember that when you do any kind of dieting, when you stop, you'll probably put that weight back on or double. So my thing is with the slow and steady is find a program or find something that works for you that you can sustain over time and that it will feel as good to you as like drinking water or breathing air. I know some of you don't drink water, so let's talk about how important breathing air is, right? So that's definitely the thing. So I don't diet. What I do though is I had started at the end of 2019 intermittent fasting. and I mix that with the yoga. Now here's the thing, I don't do intermittent fasting the way how you should do when you want to lose weight. Generally, there'll be 15 to 16 hours of the day that you're not eating and maybe 8 hours out of the day that you can eat. Most people, when you want to lose weight, they'll clean eat or they'll really healthy eat in those 8 hours. I generally will start eating from about 11 a.m. to maybe 6 p.m. It could be up to 7 or 8 p.m. depending on my schedule. But I eat whatever I want during that time. And literally the reason why I started doing it is it works the best with yoga. For those of you who practice yoga or some form of it, you'll understand that empty stomach is the best way to do yoga, which is why I do it first thing in the morning after my prayers and a little meditation. Yoga is the next thing I do because that empty stomach, honestly, you don't want to have a big breakfast and be doing inversions and being like upside down. I mean, sometimes I'll have a glass of wine before I went to bed the night before, and I'll feel that in my stomach the next morning when I'm upside down. It's like not a good feeling, but of course wine is so tasty, so I deal with it and I just try not to throw up on my mat. But you don't want to be doing that. So the intermittent fasting works well with my workout regimen because I'm trying to get the most out of my mornings. Generally, I feel like I have more energy. I think my skin is typically, glowing, but I also drink a lot of water. But I do not diet. And some people will say even intermittent fasting is a type of diet, but not really. As you get older, from 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50 and on, if you so live that long, God bless, you can't eat the way how you used to. You have to switch it up. So, in our 20s, a lot of us could eat at 2 a.m. like a big old Big Mac meal, and it wouldn't even affect us. But in your 30s, that shit may really be sitting in your stomach and bubbling, right, and doing a whole dance. So really talk to your physician and your personal trainer about what's going to work well for your body type, your height, any health conditions you may have, basically what is going to be a good eating plan for you. It took me a while to get into intermittent fasting, but what it really does is keeps me from unnecessary snacking. But I will tell you this, when I was on the West Coast for 9 days, I ate whenever I felt like. I felt like as soon as I landed in Nevada, I was hungry. So I eat it as soon as I woke up. I'd eat lunch. I'd eat, 50 million meals. I'd eat whenever I felt like it because, especially in Nevada, it was like a high of 108. I'm using up a lot more energy. I'm just tired. I'm out there in the desert. That sun is beating down my back, and trust me, it don't love nobody. So if I'm hungry, I'm gonna eat. So I do not starve myself. That is the number one thing I tell people. Like, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. And yeah, I could do something extreme and, maybe have some washboard abs, maybe by December, maybe like a 4-pack. I could definitely do something extreme, but honestly, I'm committed to my fitness journey, but I'm committed to going nice and slow. I'm in no rush, and I want it to be something that my body is just going to adjust to, not something that my body is going to fight. And I want it to be something sustainable, and that's why I think staying a single weight is just not sustainable. People may disagree with me. I'm not a personal trainer. I am just a woman on a journey, and that's my personal opinion. When I was watching the scale, I wasn't feeling as great. Now, I will tell you, 50%, I think for me, is genetics. My parents are 59 and 61, and they look amazing. Shout out to Mama and Papa M. They look amazing. Like, my mom definitely watches what she eats. My dad has a hardcore fitness regimen and has been doing that for maybe the last 10 years. They do what works well for them. And I'm doing what works well for me. I think as you get older, I don't care if it's walking 15 minutes in your garden, you need to have some sort of regimen going on. Especially now in the pandemic, and a lot of us are working from home, so we're not as mobile. And I know a lot of people have been talking about their pandemic body, but honestly, besides dealing with winter blues, pandemic blues, and whatever else that may be going on with my mental, this is the best I've felt physically in a long time. And as you know, I turned 40 back in May. So I'm telling you right now, my 40-year-old ass is more sweet to me than my 20-year-old ass was. At 20 years old, that ass was just given to me, and actually I was kind of bony with big breasts. I think I went off to my alma mater. We are Penn State. I think I went off maybe soaking wet like 115, 120 pounds, and then some 34D breasts, you know? So I didn't have much of an ass, but I worked hard on this 40-year-old ass, okay? To the point that sometimes I just be staring at it, just in the mirror staring at it. I love it. My thighs, every wrinkle, every cellulite, like I'm up in there. I'm like, I worked for this body. So when you're in your 20s and you're just naturally small, give me a break. When you get to 40 and you really hitting that workout and you doing what you need to do for yourself, like 40 on, like that's what's up. Shout out to all the people in the mature age groups, like that are out there, you know, living their lives and feeling good in their bodies. My goal is not to look like a 20-year-old. I don't want to do that. I think I get sexier as the years go on. That comes from age and experience, and also not giving a fuck what anybody else says, right? Because in your 20s, you actually do care what people say. As you get older, you just get tired of listening to other people, and you realize that other people don't really know anything about themselves, not even their own lives. So that's my thing with fitness. Slow and steady wins the race. Talk to your doctor. Talk, you know, if you can get a personal trainer. I don't believe in starving myself. Honestly, when it was leading up to my birthday, my 40th in the Virgin Islands, which was the best birthday I've ever had in my entire life. So shout out to everyone who came out for that. I think, starting 6 or 8 weeks before I left for the Virgin Islands, I did 2 workouts a day. My early morning one at 5 a.m. and then I would build in one around my lunchtime, once again hitting my mat. So people don't realize planks, push-ups, squats, all of these things are in yoga as well. It's in there. So a lot of times when people hear yoga, they just think it's deep breathing. But no, honey, I do all the heavy lifting, and I'm just strength training off of my own body fat. So I had said I was gonna try to start the 2 exercise thing a day. I was gonna start it this week. Well, yeah, that shit didn't happen, but I'm human. Another note about the fitness tip is, do not think, for everyone who's about to start a new fitness program, most normal people who are not personal trainers are not in love with their fitness regimen. That's right. Some mornings I'm hitting that mat like I'm a damn geriatric, like I'm tired or like I'm drunk, because I literally would like that extra 30 minutes in bed to sleep. Sometimes your body needs that. But I made myself a promise in March 2019, and I've kept it. I do not start my workday until I've done something for myself, done something for my mind, body, and spirit. Praying, meditating, yoga. Bam. Once I get those 3 things done, then I can start my workday. I really encourage you, even if you're not a morning person, to make sure you're building some time out for yourself. I know some of you are full-time moms, plus full-time career women. I know it's hard. I hear it from my friends. And honestly, even I'm a full-time career woman, and honestly, my job is like having 5 jobs, because I'm literally always working. If you personally know me, I'm always working, and I'm always tired, and I'm barely sleeping. But once I committed myself to making sure that I'm good in the mornings, you know, the way how you make sure your children are good before you start your day, you gotta carve out some time for yourself. I don't even care if it's just 15 minutes a day. You'll be surprised, especially with strength training, how far 15 minutes a day goes and what happens to your body. Honestly, my average workout is probably between 30 to 40 minutes a day. It's like nothing super serious, because I generally have a 12 to 15 hour day ahead of me with work, depending on what my schedule is. Yeah, so it's a little crazy. And this is actually why you guys are getting a video from me in the beginning of October instead of right at the end of September. I tried to squeeze in a video this week to drop it for you guys, but honestly, I didn't want to rush any kind of content when you haven't seen me in a month. I definitely wanted to take my time, cross my T's, dot my I's, and give you a little bit more of me. So that's what you can expect. If you have any questions for me on the fitness tip, the makeup tip, the wig tip, whatever, definitely let me know. And before I go, you guys have never really seen me casual. So today I'm rocking my Penn State sweats, the only sweats I own, okay? And I'm definitely into college football. It's my favorite sport, college football. And I want to shout out the Nittany Lions, and I also want to shout out the Clemson Tigers. My cousin is a freshman at Clemson right now, so I am watching both teams this season. I wish both teams an awesome season. You guys stay healthy. Football is no joke, and we're still in a pandemic. You guys are taking a huge risk still playing sports during this time. And I really hope your schools, your colleagues, everybody around you is giving you the support that you need. Okay, I think that's literally everything. I didn't mean for this video to be so long. Before I forget, okay, so it's October, right? It's October. October is National Domestic Violence Awareness Month, which is a very important cause to my heart. I don't know. I grew up around a lot of DV, so I take it very seriously. So to anyone out there that is battling and trying to decide if they're gonna leave their abuser, please talk to someone, get that support you need, and protect yourself the best you can. October is also Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Yesterday, October 1st, I had my very first mammogram, and it was a little bit scary for me. I haven't gotten my results back because I had to get a mammogram and an ultrasound. Once I get all my results back, and I'll let those of you that haven't gone through the process before, I'll probably drop a small video just discussing what that experience was like. But both causes are extremely, extremely important. Please go and get your breast check, get that mammogram, make sure you're all good, especially for special groups like African American women. Breast cancer tends to be more aggressive in us and tends to kill us at a higher rate than some other groups. So if you're in one of those high-risk groups, like definitely get that mammogram and see if your insurance covers it. Like I said, it was my first time experience. I understand how important it is. I do know people right now that are battling breast cancer and are extremely young, so it's no joke. So that's what I've got going on right now. Sorry it's been so long since you've seen my face, but I'm hoping that I've given you some life, given you some tips, and definitely as we get deeper into the fall, I think I'll be dropping more videos about mental health, especially in the pandemic, feeling good, looking good. I want to fill in the blanks. I don't just want you to look fabulous from the outside. I want you to feel good on the inside too. If there's anything you want to know, like let me know. One love, namaste, and don't forget, the mat is always there. I actually never roll that mat up, and somebody asked me, they're like, why don't you roll your mat up? It's so I can never forget that I need to be on it. That's literally what it is. When you see it, you know you're asking me to be on it. And so there I am. All right, guys, let's step into the new season looking good, feeling good, drinking water, taking our vitamins, yes, even us adults. And I'll keep you guys posted. One love. Oh, shout out to my little niece, JL. Auntie misses you. And I miss all my nieces and nephews, by the way. I know Auntie's been a little MIA, but love you guys. And I'm out.